everybody, and welcome to another episode of Big Convos. I'm your host, Kamalo. This is my co-host,
Manny.
And on today's topic of conversation, we are discussing why are all the good women single? What are your thoughts, my friend?
I've got some, but we're waiting it because we don't want to get had up for talking on a topic.
Some male chauvinistic.
Yeah, some. I'm not gonna be, I don't know about you, bro, but I'm not going to be chauvinistic.
Nah?
Still, nah. But without further ado, let's bring on the guest.
Okay, who we got on today?
Got two beauty specialists, so they should know what it is like, you know.
Very true. Must speak to a lot of women.
Must speak to a lot, and also a lot of men must speak to and must have spoken to them. Innit?
Very
must
true.
know how to look good.
Very true.
At the very minimum.
Let's bring them on, sir.
Yes. So.
Who we got
Lavern
first?
and Charn. Two of them. Come in. Yeah.
Keep the applause, guys. Keep the applause, guys.
Hello. Beautiful
Hello.
Thank you. So yeah, Cam.
So yeah, now we've got them on. It's a bit of a tricky one. I spoke about this to a few other people and a lot of mixed reviews, you know. But before we get into it, what's your definition of a good woman? Before we think about the ones that are left on the show.
The definition of a good woman to me is someone who's respectful, cares for themselves, cares for others, not selfish. You know, to begin with, I'm sure I'll come up with some more suggestions as the conversation goes on, but they're kind of my basic fundamentals, definitely.
Okay. Yourself? What's your name again? Sorry, Sean?
Sean.
Good.
I think a good woman is holistic in, you know, she can be mentally stable, emotionally stable, can communicate her needs, wants and desires. I think it varies to individual because everybody has things that they want different in a woman. So,
what about the women that are have them qualities but are severely jealous all the time, possessive? Little psychos, bunny burners.
The bunny burners.
Yeah, because they can be nice and respectful, but same way. Look at the characteristics. What about them?
I think they haven't dealt with why they're jealous or why they feel like that, because jealousy doesn't just come from anywhere, and you can't just be jealous for no reason. Okay. So maybe they've got a deeper inner feeling of why they get jealous, and they haven't dealt with it or accepted it yet. That's why they get jealous.
Yeah, I agree with that. But also, you got to look at, you know, I'm an older person, so you look at people now who are looking at social media for one, and they give them this false insecurity of how life is and how it should look and how it should be. So, you know, their mind gets messed around, especially these reality TVs, and how they should react to certain things and how they should be to certain things. So they lose their true self. So I think there's a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
It's all right then. So, we're going to you getting a male's point of view actually. What is your definition of a good woman?
So I think the other day when we was talking, it was like obviously a few people that we know that we classify as good women, because practically every woman that's come on this podcast we could call
a good woman.
Yeah,
of course.
Don't know if they're all single though, so I won't say who, but genuinely it was that thing. It'd be like the ones that are good women that are single. It's like, why are they single? They shouldn't really be, because you know what I mean.
There's enough men out there,
and they're good. They're good.
Hold on. Who said the man them good?
Yeah, we can get onto that as well. That's all fair for them. That's legitimate. We can actually get onto that. And we should get onto that, and we will get onto that. Yeah, because who does say that the men are good?
Who said that all the good men ain't been taken?
True. Well,
could have waited too long.
True that as well. But
you know, behind every good man is a good woman.
Very true.
Well, that's saying, you know, success.
That's what they say.
Yeah. All these cliches.
It's a cliche, but I think there's an element of truth. So my thing is, what is a good woman? Yeah, I think it's a mix of what you said in it. It's good for them to be holistic. Do you know what I mean? And
some women don't even know what that word means.
So
does that mean they're not a good woman?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean this is just, again, I'm one person, innit? So what might be right for me, somebody else might want to dance all queen, innit? Yeah. Big up the dancehall queen.
Can have a holistic dancehall queen.
You could have, exactly. Yeah. And you know, I know a lot of these holistic spiritual women. Yeah. That is, respectfully, I say this now. Fruity as hell.
Yeah.
In the nicest possible way. Everyone thinks that when they're all spiritual and that, they're all kind of like,
they're all like,
just like
chastity
and everything lock off.
Light off.
When nothing could be right, you get me. When nothing could be, I don't think with some, nothing could be further from the truth. They're probably more sexually open than others because they're not just sexually open, they're mentally, spiritually, sexually open.
Oh,
usually.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, so you're a spiritual woman as well. Go on.
But because you got
You
you
never know.
sexually, it doesn't have to be a physical thing, isn't it?
Always.
It's a mental
Yeah,
stimulation
a lot of
as
the time.
well.
A lot of the
Yeah.
time.
See,
So-
yeah. So different. So yeah, it can be that as well. But I think good woman. I think mental stability is very important. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all fighting our demons, innit?
Grounded.
Yeah, definitely needs to be grounded. Definitely need to have a handle on your demons, and obviously don't necessarily mean you've sorted everything out, but you need to be on your journey in it, and you have to be open to the possibility of same for men as well, knowing that you might not be right, or you might need to change a few things in order to get.
Everyone
to
needs to change, or
everyone's
got little things.
So that's
they
what
need
I'm
to
saying.
change.
So this is it. So when we're talking about these good women, we don't know necessarily what's going on behind closed doors with them as to why they're single. In the same way, you could say you don't know what's going on with a man behind closed doors and he's single. And I was speaking to someone today, and the person said, I won't say their name, but they were saying that they were speaking to a man from a different country, and he's like one of them countries where people just speak straight in it. And the man said, it must be you. Yeah, the problem must be you. And I thought, you know what, that's true, you know. So that means if I'm, and I agree to the extent, because if I'm single, then it's my choice, innit? It's not down to anyone else. It's not down to a woman. It's down to me. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So if a woman's single, it's down to her, and that don't mean it could be a bad thing. It might be just that I want what I want. And I'm
So
not going
what
to
about these women that
compromise.
argue that they want a man badly and can't get one? How's it
Do
down
they
to
really
them?
though?
How's it down to them then?
Yeah, but do they really want one though?
You
Because
know.
it's one thing to say something,
Yeah.
yeah. I want £1 billion. Can't get it. Do you know what I'm
What are you
saying?
doing to get it?
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. You have to be doing something to get it. So that's my opinion, innit? If you want to be in a relationship, then you've got to be doing something to get it, and that something might be you need to be doing something to yourself.
So okay, is it a true statement then? Are there a lot of good women that are single?
I'd agree.
I would
A
agree
lot
as well.
more than okay. So the bad ones have got the men.
I wouldn't even say the bad ones.
You
have
know
got
what?
the
This
men.
labelling thing ain't good, you know.
Yes.
You know what's me not saying, you know?
Sorry, I'm just gonna
You know,
check that
I
you're in
don't
shot.
think it's bad women. I think a lot of quote unquote good women are single is because a lot of them know what they want and they're not gonna settle for less.
I agree.
So,
Sorry.
and it's not just about, you know, money and job and all those things. If I'm a mentally stable woman and I'm emotionally intelligent and all those things, why am I gonna pick a man
True stories.
who isn't in alignment with that? It doesn't make any sense.
True.
Because that means I'm gonna have to come down
True.
to meet him rather than actually find somebody on that level.
So what's wrong with coming down to bring him up?
Because that's a drain on my
Nobody
energy.
got time for that.
That's a drain on my
Nobody got
energy.
Yeah, but it may be seen as a drain, but it's getting what you want.
But the only thing with that is it really what I want? Because if it's
Thank
what I
you.
want,
agree.
why am I gonna go? If I know that this man isn't emotionally intelligent or isn't emotionally available, or all these things, he's not what I want because I know what I want.
Well, suppose he has every other characteristic, but there's no one there to teach him that. And maybe you
Who's
are
not
the
going to
one
be
to teach
teaching
him.
This is the thing.
Listen, we're all here to teach each other, you know.
All right. You know, I should have said that. Sorry, carry on. Yeah, you're right.
In
But no.
terms of teaching,
it's
I
nice.
think the person has to be willing and open to receive teaching. If they're not open and willing to say that I want to learn these things, then it's pointless. You just, you know, you're taking a horse to water, you ain't gonna drink it. It's a waste of time.
All right. So are you in a relationship?
No,
How long have you been single, if you don't mind me asking?
2 years. This year.
Okay. Do you want to be in a relationship?
Not right now.
No.
I'm enjoying myself.
Okay.
And that's the thing. When you're single and you learn to enjoy yourself on your own and you learn to self-regulate and soothe yourself and have your own fun and go on your own dates and you do everything on your own,
Love yourself
you
first.
love yourself first and you get very comfortable in that.
And this could be a problem, you know.
Yeah, so that is. I think
You
that
can
is
get
the
stuck
only
in your
thing.
ways,
You can
and
get
before
stuck
you
in
know
your
it,
ways.
you're so like deep within your own space. You don't want anyone in it.
But you know, you just finished your relationship. Have you healed from that relationship?
Now
Good
I have,
question.
yes, because I spent basically a year and a half doing the work to get over it, because it's like I'm not one of those people that I'm just gonna jump into something as soon as something's finished, because there's a whole process. Breakups are like relationships are like any other relationship.
Just
Friends,
to mourn it, innit?
you have to mourn it, you have to grieve, you have to figure out what went wrong or how you could do better if something happened again. You've got to do your own work, not just about what that
Do
person
you have a
did. But
debrief with your partner?
you're supposed to, yeah.
Did
but
you have a debrief? I would have a debrief now. that's my life. You know,
I've
I'll be
tried a
like, this is
debrief.
what's-
How would that even look?
Debrief is like you just talk about where you think things probably. Do you know what I'm saying to you?
What we're in wrong?
Where
Yeah.
you're wrong and what you
Yeah.
like. This is where I feel like
I've had that before. It was emotional. It was emotional, very emotional.
Debrief these days, bro.
I think a debrief
That was
is
years
good
afterwards,
Yeah,
though.
and I debrief like almost.
You get to say
instantaneously.
sorry for things, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
And you
yeah.
didn't
Feels
know no
good.
better.
Feels good.
So it's nothing's intentional,
Yeah.
you know.
So yeah, you were saying yeah. So you would have had a debrief, but you didn't have a debrief.
Is the person open to have a debrief? So it was just like, okay, I'm trying to debrief with you. It's not working out, so I'll just do it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I think that's the lesson. Sometimes you can't expect to have those conversations with people, even though you feel like you've been in something and you feel like you've got this mutual vibe. But when they're not being receptive to, tiny gestures, then, you have to just get on with it, figure it out on your own.
You know, it's like picking up what you were saying. You take time to find yourself, enjoy yourself, and overcome. And then you get next women who just next man, next night, and they just can't be alone.
Yeah.
Have you ever come across girlfriends who are like that? And they just
And me.
they've got to be in a
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah.
And me.
They have to be.
Have to be in a relationship. They'll have anybody as long as they're in a relationship, and that's why these things don't last. To
And
me,
So then with them types of, I say you can't really label no one, and they could be good women as well. But I think part of the problem there is if you can't be on your own, then that is a problem. Do you know what I'm saying to you? That's why I think any good woman who finds herself in serial relationships and man as well, then you probably will be on your own.
But that works for some people, though. It does work.
Mate, you could say it works.
In and out. Like some people, it works for some people just not to
Does it
stay in
really
a
work though?
Some people enjoy not being in a job for more than 6 months and bounce. That's what they like doing, meeting new people, traveling, new experiences.
Find a social club.
to me, that's
Possibly.
people who are scared of commitment.
Yeah, it's all about
Exactly.
commitment issues,
That's not
isn't it?
working. You something? Yeah, exactly. You're right. I think you're right because I don't think it's about it works. I think it's about high. And this is the thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results.
Yeah.
So them same people, for them to say to me that they're happy and for me to believe it, they got to bounce out of that relationship and be like, yo, it was really good this last year to 2 years and that. But what it is I need to go and see. It never really goes like that, does it? Something happens.
Yeah, they might self-destruct,
Or,
innit?
or they might be on that. It's not you, it's me. Do you get me? Or they might be on that self-sabotage because the man's not. And
That's
this
what I
is-
meant, self-sabotage.
You know what I'm saying? Because
sorry,
sometimes in a relationship, man and woman, nothing's going wrong. And if you're addicted to drama, and even if you're not addicted to drama,
You
if you're
find it, you
used to
hate it. I don't understand that.
Life,
Why does that happen? Why does that happen?
People
Do you
watch
know?
EastEnders, innit?
Because some people
No
thrive in
idea.
chaos.
You know, like if everything's going great,
Yeah, because
you create something for stress. That don't make no sense.
Some people thrive in chaos. They're not used to peace. They're not used to things just being normal and humble. Like, they're so used to things happening that
That normal feels boring.
this is something ain't right.
Yeah, it must be
Need a
doing
little drama.
Yeah.
So do you
So
think?
they're unstable.
Do you think a lot of the good women that are single then fall into that category there?
No.
Nah.
So what is the reason? There's got to be a reason.
So all right, you can give me a reason, girls, because I think I've got one reason anyway, or two, for some that I know.
Ain't there more men than women in this world?
I don't know about in this world. In certain
not
cities
sure.
there is. I'm not sure.
I don't know about the statistics, but I just know that, like we were saying earlier, some women have, or men as well, have standards, and they're not willing to compromise.
True.
So when you have such high standards and you've got this visualization of this perfect person for you, and that perfect person for you don't exist, sometimes you have to come down a little.
You have
And
to.
like picking up what you were saying earlier, if you find an individual who can tick most of the boxes, but some of them they don't, and is that an area that you could help them to develop and get that person to
Introduce
be
them
who
to
you want
something
it to
new.
be? It's like a rough diamond, you shine it up, and it's how you want it to be, isn't it? So you have sometimes you have to give a little to get to gain.
That rough diamond, does it ever end up turning out like how you want it to be? More time.
More time, but
More
you know,
time.
Turn is a turn, isn't
but
it?
Damien, is there guarantee in anything?
Nah,
You know what I mean?
So
You have to try.
And I don't think there's no perfect partner out there.
This is
There
what
is
I'm
none.
saying.
It don't
Steve.
exist.
I'm joking.
They don't exist. They don't exist, man.
All right, so let me ask you this then, Lavern, because ultimately, like, I'm a little bit out of. I don't really understand Instagram and that. We've had this conversation where I talk about love and everything else, where things have fallen down for me in certain situations because I might like a picture, and that's not allowed. I didn't understand because to me, it's just liking a picture don't mean shit. But I understand this. Yeah, see it there.
Doing it for
But
the
I
love,
see-
doing it for the love, not the likes.
But, you get me? But I understand now, after much education, you feel like you
Don't be liking nothing.
don't be like,
Nah, is that what you want?
Plants,
You can't
animals,
like it.
cars,
yeah.
trees.
Yeah, see
Why
what
can't you
I'm
like another
saying?
woman?
Yeah.
Why? Is it disrespectful?
I don't
Apparently.
think.
Apparently.
Okay, I think it depends on the woman
Yeah.
and their previous experience in relationships.
Yeah.
What builds up this? Either you can or you can't.
Are you appreciative if your partner likes another woman
I'm a woman.
on
Is that what you said?
on Instagram?
It don't
I didn't
bother
even know
me.
you said everything there.
That's what you just said.
Yeah, you just talk about
Okay,
liking
yeah,
pictures.
okay, yeah. Would you agree? Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'd appreciate it, but I think it just depends on the context, because there could be a woman, you know, a lot of men like all the twerky big batty videos when everyone's half naked.
Yes,
they?
That is a bit like, I'm not gonna say like you can't never do it, but don't
Make
be
it obvious.
Yeah, don't make
Oh,
not even
that's all right.
obvious. No, not obvious. Don't let it be on a regular basis.
Oh, see, so
because
how
what
frequent
happens is like you doing stuff like
then?
that, and depending on how you are with your woman,
Yeah.
that kind of shows that that's what
you
you
like
like.
that.
That's what you
So
like.
let me ask you this then, because here's the thing, yeah. I have this imagination, yeah, and I believe that if any, are you in a female group?
Yeah, we've got
Are you in a female group?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Tell me that there's never no man that gets
Course.
sent into that group.
All
yeah,
the time.
that looks a bit for like,
All the time. All
know.
the time.
right? And
All
then,
the
you get what I'm saying?
time.
So my thing is, if I'm in
Come
a
on.
relationship, I have a tacit knowledge that this shit happens, yeah,
It does.
and I just don't care. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, because it's happened, and
Exactly.
I can't say to her,
Listen,
don't do it.
You're
So
telling.
if what's his name, Idris,
Wow.
or the you know what I'm saying? Or
They get
some
sent
dude,
in there all the
or
time,
Anthony
bro.
Joshua.
They get
When
sent
the guys
in.
are, I'm watching the boxing tonight. You don't watch boxing, no time at all.
Yeah, yeah,
But Anthony,
yeah.
Anthony Joshua, and
Yeah.
you're watching the boxing.
All right, answer this one then. Sorry, yeah. All the women go on holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, talking
Girls trip.
Girls trip
Oh,
away,
girls trip,
yeah.
yeah, for real.
Come on, bro. You
Come
get
on,
me?
it's-
Everyone's gone wherever, yeah.
Mm.
Majority in relationships.
Yeah.
That relationship stopped at the airport, yo.
Nah,
Come
that's
on.
deep. That's deep. I ain't
I
saying
don't-
that.
Come on.
I ain't going
Are you
that far.
serious? Listen.
That's deep. But what I'm saying
I
Correct
think
me if I'm
you're
wrong,
talking
then-
personal.
correct me. No, not me, not me,
Oh,
not me.
it's-
Mine's in my
it's
mine's in
days
my
at the
mine's in my
airport,
luggage.
that's
bro.
Yeah, it's coming all the way. It's coming all the way. What I'm
deep,
saying
bro.
is though, what? Listen.
Yeah, go on.
Tell me this then, yeah.
Go on.
I'm a lying then, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the facts,
Yeah.
but from a woman's point of view, yeah, they're away. They're having fun, and it probably has to men as well. I'm not gonna say it doesn't.
Probably.
Yeah, they're away. They're with their girls. They're having fun. They might have a little dance with a man. Might let a man buy him a drink. They might even kiss a man. Who
Oh,
knows?
who's doing that?
I don't know
Really?
where far it goes.
Does that happen? Jeez,
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't know it happened on none of my holidays, so I don't know.
That don't happen.
I don't
Nah,
know.
You never
my
witnessed it.
No?
Never.
That I don't believe.
I don't
If
believe
there's
that.
any way- listen,
I don't believe
I've heard
that.
some wild ones. I ain't you know one up here.
I'm
but
being
I've heard
polite
some
here, bro.
Wild ones, man.
I'm being
Yeah,
very polite.
I've heard some, and not everybody was partaking. But what happened was one person. There's always this one
See
person.
no
that
evil,
goes
hear no evil,
far in.
yo.
That person goes far. So if everyone set the bar up, we can bubble.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
can get drinks, boy.
Dances only, girls.
Yeah, that's what we
Dances
can
only.
do.
We're not
But
doing
then, yeah. But then there's one wild one, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
she's
on the
like
beach,
loud.
doing a
Come
madness.
on, mate.
It kind of.
Did you see him? I might not see him ever again in my life.
Right? No, you won't see me.
Exactly.
You get me? And I'm not even saying that it goes that far, but considering it goes that far, really and truly, what's the harm in liking a picture?
Come
Because
on.
all of that's going to be
This is the
tagging up
comparison I'm
Idris and
making.
tagging up this geezer and that geezer, and I just don't give a shit because it happens.
I think
I'm trying to be open and honest in life.
I
That means
think-
if I like a twerky picture, which I didn't do, but let's just say I did, yeah, then it's probably because of the artistic aspect of it that I like because of what I do.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I might see a nice steak. I don't eat meat, but it looks like it's been cooked well.
True.
I could like it.
True.
I don't eat meat.
Hallelujah.
I don't
So
need
what does that mean? But you might see.
I ain't like
I-
a little steak picture.
I might see. You know what I saw? Yeah.
I did.
I can't remember what I saw, but it looked nice. I don't know if it was
Oh,
some brown stew chicken or something, but it looked nice. You know, you can see it on the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the flavours are coming up. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember
Everything
that
is
steak.
steam and that.
Yeah.
I remember one, and I had to like it.
I liked it. Tony's one on flipping his new thing, trap boxing.
Yeah.
I was videoing it. I'm like, right, this would almost make me want to eat meat again. 'Cause it looks good. Do you get me? But I didn't. So you know what I mean? It's just an appreciation. So it's
Yeah,
like when you see
yeah.
a horse and it's a thoroughbred horse, and
Yeah,
you
man.
know a horse, be like, right, that horse looks like a winning horse. So you look at a female and you think that looks like a winning female.
I think it's
You
down
know
to
what?
insecurities.
I ain't got a problem with someone liking a picture. It just
Okay.
depends on the actual content of the picture.
All right then.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
There are levels to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no problem, as long as it's in the name of good.
And
Jesus.
I think,
Of
yeah,
admiration.
I think
no
it's
problem.
these open attitudes,
That's what's needed.
secure attitudes, are what keep you in a relationship.
True, because you can be
I
frank.
agree.
It doesn't start silly arguments, you know.
So let me say this thing to Lavern, yeah. Obviously, like myself, I'm saying that I'm a little bit out of date with the social media, yeah. And I'm guessing that you're just as not, well, you're probably more on social media than I am. But back in the day, for example,
Yeah.
you probably would have been very popular on social media.
I would have been addicted to that shit.
Yeah, and exactly, and you would have probably had like 20,000
I would have had
followers.
gazillion
And them thing
pictures.
there. All right then.
Every moment of what I was doing.
All right then.
I know.
Exactly. I can, cause you know what I mean. So then, given that, yeah, and it's not necessarily about social media, yeah. Like, how did you do it then? What kind of things, yeah, did you have to learn about yourself, or what did you have to do in order to be popular? Because you was very popular, yeah, and then pick. You get me? Make us definitive and say, yo, I'm going here, because they say my mum says you pick and pick till you pick shit. So ultimately, you didn't pick shit because you've managed to last a long time. So what's the crack?
I think the crack is.
The crack is.
No,
You gotta
but
tell
joke.
me.
I think the thing
Yeah.
is, you just. Okay, I didn't have social media, but
Yeah.
I had
You was
I had a
popular.
disposable camera,
Yeah.
and my pictures were everything to me.
Yeah.
I've got gazillions of pictures. So, what's it to me? I mean, I just school of life. You just learn, you just experience things. You learn and grow, and you know yourself. You do things, you do bad things, you do good things. You work. You think, I like the feeling of that. I didn't like the feeling of that. Or conversations that you have and experiences that you have. No, I did like that. No, I don't like that. You begin to learn as you grow what you do and don't like. So people change as you get older. Then you meet other people. You experience different things. You meet people in different walks of life. So you begin to experience different things. So I think that's me. I was quite adventurous. I weren't to the point where, I can't be seen to doing that because that could happen. I feel like, yeah, you know what, I will give that a try because I quite like how it looks, how it may feel to me. And you know what, I might enjoy doing that. And that could be anything from horse riding, let's say, or if I'm going for a walk somewhere, or go drive somewhere, visit another country, experience something, let's do a hang gliding thing, or just things like that, so you find your adrenaline. But I think it's just walks of life, you experience
that
things.
makes sense, because one of the people that we spoke to, I think one of the top things that we touched upon, and one of the girls was saying like why they're single, different walks of life and meeting different people.
Yeah,
because
different people.
everyone, not everyone, but a lot of our circles are very small in it, and enough people haven't even left Birmingham, let alone left.
Enough people
the
live in a
country.
2-3 mile radius their whole
So
life.
their whole world, a lot of people's whole world could be Lee Bank or Ladywood or Answorth.
Well,
or
I'm an inner city
whatever.
child myself, do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that-
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
banked, growing up, I banked from area to area first, so I'm from Winston Green, Handsworth, Winston Green, 5 ways.
Yeah.
So, I mixed with different
This is
people.
what I'm saying. My cousin says it was social before media.
You
Is
were
what he said. So
definitely
you was that
social.
type- yeah,
And plus
definitely.
you got to remember as well, Damien, back in the day there was communities. You don't have communities now. So when I was growing up, I had people who were my seniors who were very much out there doing their thing anyway. They'd be doing music, sound systems, going here, going there. Or other sectors of work in life. But it was community, you get me? And you'd be with your family, you meet other people, you meet other families, and you go, oh, this is your auntie. It's not your auntie, but it's your auntie, or your uncle. It's not your uncle, but it's your uncle.
Yeah.
But then your circle becomes wider, and then you are your community as you get older. And communities aren't around like now; they're not there anymore. So there can be a lot of loss. You experience things, and for instance, now you've got people like social media, social platforms that are teaching the youth then what's what. So if you're looking at kids, for instance, in a pushchair and they're with a mobile phone device or they're with a tablet, that's what's educating them, you get me? So they're being groomed by social media life. So kids now, they haven't got that outlet. Well, I'm going to go out and play, or I'm going to go and talk to such and such.
Not door run,
Not door run, or just not even conversation
no
in person to
talking, yeah,
person.
true, yeah.
So like you can I'll say I book up on Charn one day. I'm in the park. You used to go to the park a lot. Hey, my Charn, you saying Charn, where you from? Okay, yeah, cool. You go to that youth club. Yeah.
They don't exist no more.
They don't exist so much. So
Yeah.
it's very closed and closed and closed and closed. It's very small and very fake. So I'm losing my train of thought here.
Yeah. Small
So,
and fake.
Small, fake. People aren't having hands-on more experience. It's all handheld devices.
True.
So
and swiping left.
Swiping
Again.
left and liking and liking and liking. To the point you just like it, don't even like it, you're just liking it because it's just a habit.
Yeah.
But
so this a reason? Do you think this is one of the reasons then why a lot of single women they're not going out there anymore?
they're probably not going out as much. They probably lack confidence to go out.
Yeah.
I don't look like this. I haven't got the right
True.
bag. I haven't got the right nail. I haven't got the right hair. I can't walk right. It's pressure.
What about the psychological things on the darker side of things? Yeah, I think for men as well. This is not just women in it, but in terms of finding the right partner, I think there's the darker elements as well, like depression, and obviously you got the social anxiety,
Yeah.
and you got the generational trauma issues. Do you get me? Like, and not that everyone's got their thing in it, but then now I suppose there's a more of an appreciation, yeah, for there should always have been, but you know, like with dark skinned girls and that, they used to have that. The thing, there was a stigma, whereas now
Where you going
it's
now?
not
Colorism.
Yes, you had colorism. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So you got a lot of beautiful, black girls.
You what, feeling insecure?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying to you? They're feeling insecure, and obviously you got other, and then I suppose you've got mixed race girls that have got their beef, you know, because the white side might say this, and then the black side might say that, and I feel as a result of all the things that everybody's gone through, this has also given people what we call them, I don't say issues, I don't know a better word to use for it, I can't think of it.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt, trauma. They've got their trauma, and as men, we, and I suppose I think Lavern was saying you got to try and polish them up and that, innit? But as a man myself, who's been through different situations like this, sometimes I find it hard to polish. Do you get me? Because sometimes you feel that you, as a man, you might feel attacked because of something that the woman's gone through that hasn't got anything to do with you, but she has gone through it.
Give me an example. What would you want to polish?
Like it's not to say, but like even with a woman who's been the victim of colorism, then, and then for argument's sake, they think that any statement that you say is going to be under scrutiny, innit? So anything you say is under scrutiny. So even on a simple thing like you could like a brown skinned girl's video or picture, you do that 2 times, it's like, am I even really your type? Because you keep on. Do you get what I'm saying to you? That wouldn't happen with me, but that could happen. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So because of someone's trauma, everything that you do is under scrutiny, and that person could be a lovely woman, that could be a wife material, the woman of your dreams. But if you're dealing with that because she's dealing with that, and then she doesn't want to get over that for whatever reason, because she's been through what she's been through, and she's not going to take the time to heal or go and find out what it is and find out that it's not you. Do you get me? So sometimes what I've experienced is that it sometimes dates back to where they're coming from, their own environment, you know, the parents and stuff as well, and like what happened there. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And then that's what the issue is. The issue is not necessarily you, and it's not necessarily me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're just the trigger.
I'm just the trigger for just being a man, I suppose.
Go on, sorry.
But I think as you get to know someone, you get to know their flaws or their dislikes or likes, their strengths and weaknesses and so on. So you begin to know, like, okay, you know, she doesn't like when I like them pictures, not because I've liked it, it's because she has a personal issue with that.
Yeah.
And then you can say, well, you know what,
I'm just not gonna like the
I'm just not going to do that anymore
Considerate.
because I'm going to be respectful and considerate. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm not going to do that because you don't like that, and vice versa. There might be things that you do.
Vice versa. So
you won't do that.
Yeah. So speaking from personal experience, they're personal to me. Obviously, I have to deal with certain things that are not great about me. So from my perspective, I'm a little bit stubborn.
Oh, I'm very stubborn.
Do you get me? So if you're telling me
Daniel puts up with me,
I can't do something, that's the worst thing you can do, is telling me I can't do it. Do you get me? And this is
why would you want to tell you can't anyway?
Why
not
you
say?
get me? So I understand though that I did it. So eventually, in my own circumstances, I did stop. But it was after everything could stop. Like, you know what? I care more about you than I care about that person. So I'm going to stop. But what I don't like is the fact that you made me feel like I had to stop to prove to you that I love you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's a good girl. That's a proper good girl. But we can't go through, for me, I can't go through life like that because I don't feel comfortable personally. Do you know what I mean? But this is something I have to work on myself because maybe I do need to get around it. But I don't tell people what they can and can't do. Hence the reason I said, if you're liking pictures, I know you got them in the group. I don't give a shit. I'm not stupid. I don't need to see the group. And that's why I wouldn't do things like going through phones. I won't do it because if you want to believe that your woman, if any man out there wants to believe that his woman has never liked the picture of another man apart from him, then
Even she impressed it, she liked it.
in her mind, even more dangerous, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's gonna playing them real life pictures in her mind, then boy, sir, it's deadly. It's deadly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Running videos in her mind. What kind of bullshit is that? Better just let her like it, innit?
Better she like it.
Better she
you
just
know,
likes it. She
stand,
leaves
innit?
it. What did you say? Yeah, you see a rose and you sniff it.
Yeah,
you sniff
man.
it one time. It's like
Keep
showing
it
to,
moving.
you don't walk around with a rose all day. So she can just like it and keep it moving. If she's got to keep it up there, she can walk around with that shit all
Done.
day.
Talking to you, looking at you, looking at him, you know.
Yeah, then one. Let's say.
Stop.
Why did you change your hair like?
No, you know the suggestions.
You
I
start
think you should
bringing
start
buying
wearing
your clothes
shirts,
and
you know.
shit.
She wearing shirts a bit more.
Yeah,
Get them into my
yeah,
thing, you know.
exactly.
So listen, let's pull it back, yeah. Why? Because we still haven't got an you know, a clear definition as to why all these good women are single.
Because people like Damien are unwilling to compromise.
Because, all right then, because you know what? Let's look at it from the man's side here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men out there. There's a lot of good men.
Like me.
Yeah.
Great.
Like
Unwilling
me
to
too.
compromise.
There's a lot of
No, but yeah.
arseholes out there as well.
Like
You know,
not
but
like me.
sometimes, yeah, some men have been hurt.
Yeah.
And like I know a man right now is probably going to be watching this, yeah, and I said to him, listen, just because it didn't go well this time, don't bring this into your next relationship. He said, never will I ever let no woman, I'll never do this, I'll never give up my flat, I'll never. So anything.
No, he shouldn't have given up his flat.
No,
anyway.
I know, but I was
Woman that
no,
we were
talking about. No,
Woman
man,
that, hey, listen.
it's somebody else.
It's someone else. Yeah, but you know, but
Well,
no one else
the
knows.
point is, yeah, you don't. I believe you have to try it, and you know that was that. Start afresh, give a chance.
But then also you got to look in different places.
Yeah.
I think, and I think that's what it is. A lot of women look in the same places. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like a lot of men look in the same places. Like you might look at a girl, and this is why I said to you, Lavern, because like there's a lot of women back in the day, really, really pretty, beautiful women. And I say if they was doing this thing now, it'd be all social media. But then some of them, they're the same. They live in the same life. I ain't saying no names, but they're doing the same old shit. So many years later, nothing has changed.
Same with the men as well. Same with the
and
men
same
as
with
well.
the men. And some of them, because time's gone by, some of them still look great, but nothing now go on apart from the fact they look great. And some of them don't look great because life has beat the shit out of them. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But they're not doing nothing, and they haven't found no one, and now it's a struggle. And then some of them might want to have children now, and they're saying that they want to have children, but now the clock is really against them. And then I think that again is another thing psychologically. If you decide that you want to do this, and then, do you know what I mean?
That's pressure in itself.
Pressure in itself, bro.
So how about then, yeah? Because I was talking last week, I think it was, and we said that the women that are more career minded now,
All of that too.
really, babies,
Nothing they wanna be,
relationships, nothing want to be, man. Have that,
Be
you know.
men,
So by the time they get to where they want to get to in their career,
Yeah.
it's too late almost.
A lot of them now are freezing their eggs, so you know, man are disposable. I've got the sperm,
Amen.
it's in the bank.
Man of this.
You know what I mean? It's in the egg bank. So when I'm ready to have my child, I've made my career. I'm comfortable. I can afford. I'm happy in my lifestyle. Now I'm gonna go to the egg bank and get my egg.
But how many are doing that?
Don't
though?
need no man.
How many?
There are quite a few doing it
Do you know
now.
any?
That's expensive.
But they got money.
But
so
they've
they're
got
not
money.
bothered.
But this is probably the 1%ers.
Well, it probably is not a large percent of people. Yeah, come on, at the end of the day, but it's there.
It's expensive.
It's it is an option, but I'm talking about the women that. All right, let me give you an example. One woman I know, yeah, growing up, she was older than me. She so fussy. She didn't want a man who's short. Good man could have. I'd hear like stories. Oh, you should have given him a chance when he approached you. Nah, but it's too short for me. Blah blah blah. This man is a good man, you know, bro. You know, just dashed him. I ain't even give him a chance. Don't even know nothing about him. But his height. What the hell's his height got to do with anything? So anyway, now years have passed. Now, she's probably 60 something.
And she's willing to F with that short
Take a
dude.
short man right now, mate.
Yeah, shorty.
But
Take a short man right. Short man ain't
don't
looking
You know
right
what?
now,
You know
bruv.
what?
Mate, look at it.
I'm not gonna laugh at gangster because I did that.
You see it there?
A guy in my teens, he approached me and he was too short. I was like, no, you're too small.
Wow.
But what does that mean, though? Too small.
I think it's because
It was just
you-
a height thing.
Yeah, you.
Or
Yeah,
you
but
think
what does
about
it mean?
When
though?
you're younger.
Are you thinking about the children that you're going
No,
to
I
make?
think like when you're younger.
That's why I got to bend down. I want to look up.
Well, you know, he
No
can't
disrespect to no short dudes.
No,
out there.
Because I'm classed as short, bruv. You hear me? I'm sure we're the same height.
Oh, you're good,
Some
you're
people- I'm average height. I'm average
What
height.
you up here? You should have said just something that's rich, bro. When you wear them Air Max things, that innit? Give you
Yeah,
extra.
bare.
Air Max.
But the bottom line is, yeah, you get when you're born, you can't do nothing about your height.
No, you can't.
So you can be the best person in the world. You can't make yourself taller.
No, you can't. I mean, I was rejected from a guy because of the colour of my skin. Do you know what I mean? I
Really?
didn't change the colour of my skin, but you know what I'm saying?
How long ago was that though?
I was in my 20s.
Was he a white guy?
He was white, yeah.
Do you think he'd do that now? Or do you reckon if you know him, well, you probably don't know him now, we need to say. Probably don't change. Yeah, I think that's another thing as well. This is not necessarily why people don't end up with people. But I think sometimes, yeah, what's the right word of looking at this? I think sometimes people are scared that they're not really, they put the thing on you because they don't feel like they're good enough. So the thing is, I don't want to be with you because of the colour of your skin. Really, what you're thinking is, I'm not really worthy, basically. But if I project onto you,
Or I don't understand.
I don't
know how my parents are going to take it if I bring it to you.
There's that as well. But you know when you're a kid, because that's childish behaviour, innit? When you're a kid, yeah, remember girls and boys, they like hit each other when they fancied each other. Rather than say, I really like you, I want to be, you know, the bad boy who would come with a box stick, will you be my girlfriend? You get me? The real G. And then you got the next man now, who's going to pull the girl's hair, but they both want the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying to you? That's the next brother still.
So alright then, I believe. Alright, are we in agreement that men's life to women's life is different? There is a biological clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So there's a window. There's a window then, in theory.
Start ramping.
Or no window.
Ain't up to me now.
It depends on the wants of the person at the time. You know, because like for instance, obviously, if a woman wants kids, she's going to have to do it before a certain time, where a man can just have keep going.
Well up into
keep
his
shutting. So, you know, it depends on the time they connect, whoever it is and what they want at that time. So it's really hard to just pinpoint and say, oh, it's because of that.
Because I'd say a lot of women that are in relationships, been in relationships for 20, 30 years or however long, I wouldn't say they're all the best women, you know. But they're able to compromise. They're able to what's the words I'm looking for, man? They're able to tolerate even.
No, we're not tolerating.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with tolerating, you know. But the man has to tolerate as well, you know.
I feel like tolerate is the word.
Would you tolerate snoring? Would you tolerate snoring?
I wouldn't call it tolerating though.
What would you call that?
Like if a man snores, he snores, isn't it?
So if a man's short, he's short.
That's
if a man broke, he's broke. If a man hasn't got no holistic...
This I'm saying, these are choice, and this is the thing, you have a choice. So like the woman who didn't want a short man, she had a choice. She didn't know that there weren't going to be no next tall men. It was either yes, no, or never. She don't know. And I think that's the risk you've got to take when, like, with women now. That's why a lot of them are single, because it's like, it's risky out here. It's risky. Like, it's so risky out here. You could get finessed by a man who tells you everything that you want to hear. And then 2 years down the line, he's telling you all this stuff that you want to hear. There's still no official commitment. There's still no ring. And everything is just make-believe and potential. Nah, that's dead. I need to know now.
Why? We're in that now society. Back in the day, we waited for a letter to come back in the post.
This is the thing.
Now we want it reply to my text.
It's not about instant gratification. It's more about your intention. Like, why are you dating? Are you dating to experience people, or are you dating to be in a committed relationship, or are you dating to find your soulmate, or whatever definition you want to call it? So if me and you were sitting down at a table and we're here for two different reasons, does it really make sense for us to carry on going on dates?
True.
Yeah, but if you're on a date, why are you expecting
But you have to set the
ring?
intention. But this what I'm
Are you
saying.
not?
Intention.
on a date?
Are you not?
What?
Were you not? Were you not then?
On a date, but on a date, you take it somewhere else first, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. When you sit down and you first meet,
Yeah.
that's one of the conversations that you need to have.
Okay.
Like, why are you dating? Are you dating to just be out here, be
Okay, I
free,
understand that,
experience
sorry, yeah,
people,
yeah.
or are you here to say, you know what, I've done my experience, or whether you have or you haven't, I want to settle down. This is where my direction of life is going. There's no point in a man who, for example, I'm a woman that I want to know, I want to get married and have kids, blah, 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 blah. But this man still wants to live bachelor life. That don't make no sense. No, it doesn't make no sense.
But majority of men will want that. But like, it could start that way. After 6 months of being with you, all that changes. It's all of a sudden, I can't even see myself not living without this woman in my life.
Then you open up
But you
your
have to
mouth
give that a chance, though.
But
sometimes you don't know what you want till you got it, you know.
But this is the thing. Like I said, out here is risky business. Men will shoot up the block and then you'll trap them. What?
So you know what? That's a certain you're trapped. You know, that's a certain type of man. So enough people are saying that certain types of men, I'm not going to say any names or categorize them, are trash. What's the word on that then? There's certain types of men are trash.
I feel like there's trash in both, because you can have women that do men wrong and you can have men that do women wrong. But it's like people are here to experience them for whatever. They're here to teach you something. Unfortunately, you're learning something from them about yourself and about how the relationship went. So if you are in a trash relationship or you've had a trash experience, you have to reflect on it and be like, okay, this person did X, Y, and Z to me, but what did I allow them to do? Because if you're just going to be saying they did this, they did this, they did this, that's based on a victim mentality. And you have to be able to say, okay, he did this, but then when he did it the first time, I never really told him that, and I just let it slide, and now look, he's done it this many times and I don't like it, and now we're arguing, and you know, it goes in that direction. So
so I would say you got a little sister then, yeah? And what would you say if you had a little sister or someone, yeah, who kept on dating roadman in the hope that this roadman could be the roadman that I can change, yeah, but she just keeps on getting, I suppose, played. Yeah, what are you going to say to her? What would you tell her?
you can't change people.
You can't change people.
You can't change people. People have to change because they want to change.
You
can inspire them to change, but you can't change them. And if you've already, you know, put your suggestions forward and your, you know, critiques or whatever you want to call it forward, and they still haven't took on or took any of the feedback that you've given them, you just left them to it, innit? There's no point keeping investing in it, because it's not, like I said, you can't change them. And if that person doesn't see anything wrong with their behaviour or their demeanour or how they are, then they're not going to change.
What
It's
about
true.
you
You have to go on your journey, don't you? I mean,
so if it was your sister,
my little sister, I'd advise, I'd say, you know, you need to change your type.
okay.
You know, I think that type, you keep getting the same thing keeps happening. Maybe you want to look at something try something different, maybe. A different type of
try something different,
man.
not my type.
Well,
I don't like that type.
Be prepared to be heartbroken.
It's not my type.
Because that's not my type.
I don't like them types there. Them types don't do nothing for me.
They're boring.
You have to. Well, them babes, be prepared
like
to
the
be
way they really
heartbroken.
looks.
Yeah.
All that type of shit.
We have to adjust and you have to change. I mean, I've been in my relationship for 18 years, so.
18 years. So what's the secret then? What for real? That deserves a clap
Give
there.
some credit, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm gonna ask some big combos, intrusive questions.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
Okay.
18 years. Are you married?
No.
So going back to what, Marsha?
Sean.
Man, you remember
Oh,
you're getting old, didn't you, bro? You're getting old,
I'm
man.
just joking, you know.
See
Joe.
that?
You knew it, yeah.
I knew Sean. I knew
no.
that Sean. Marsha, you know. Look at Marsha.
Marsha.
Me? Marsha's a bit old, isn't it?
Don't be spat at my
ooh.
wife, bro. No disrespect to anyone named Marsha out
I love
there.
you, Marsha.
Under the name of 30. Under the age of 30.
My friend Marsha's like,
Sideways.
you're looking at her on the screen. Anyway,
Now we love Marsha's.
you said after 2 years he's not putting a ring on it. Yeah, then you're looking to make out.
But you could have 18 years with no ring.
Well, no, but
No, I've got a ring.
I'm not saying it's a
You
bad
got a
thing.
ring.
I got an engagement ring.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is this is a form here of tolerance. Do you know what I mean? Because you were showing no tolerance to that.
It's
Remember?
not that it's no tolerance. It's the fact that
You gotta change.
are you invested? Are you committed?
18 years is a
The
hell of
first
a lot of
commitment,
investment,
she
man.
done
But this
18
what
years,
I'm
yeah.
saying.
And if she had done with him, then maybe 16 years would have been lost.
I suppose, but obviously she knew from then that he was invested.
Is that true?
That's what I'm saying.
So you don't need a ring. You don't need a ring to
necessarily-
invest
You don't
in.
need a ring.
Okay.
Marriage is, you know,
Piece of paper.
patriarchy bullshit.
Well, to be honest with you, I never wanted to get married. I was never a person where I want to get married. I've never had that, and I still don't.
I think healthy
why I'm not
relationships
So
is
you
way
said
more
yes
important.
for what reason?
Because I thought it's romanticised. I thought, yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay. I get engaged. Yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
Had my baby. I was like, I thought, oh, I'm engaged. Yeah. Then I just
Them long engagements.
long
Yeah, old school.
and just whatever.
Why not just piss
Okay.
off down to the registry office then and just...
Well, I'm
no
telling
way
you,
else?
we're gonna do that.
But you can
Just-
just do that. You might as well.
Still
Now we're
can.
at this blood clot stage. You might as well. Flipping hell. Make it official.
You know what we
For
can
fuck's
say,
sake,
right?
man.
Okay, when
You know what I
when we
mean?
get the house, I get so next child comes
Next
along,
thing, yeah,
pop
yeah.
one out. Yeah, and time just passes
Yeah, it
so
flies.
quickly.
Mm,
That's
flies,
why
yeah.
this conversation here about why are men and women single and life's too short. You know what I'm saying? So make the right choices. And look for the flaws. You know what you don't like. You know what you do like, and just go for
Have
it.
a gamble. How many women do you know that are single?
6
6 out of how many would you say?
out of about 20.
Okay.
These are like your bridgings from back in the day.
No, these are current people.
current people's. Okay.
How about yourself?
Oh, actually, some of my friends have partners. Some of them are married. I'd probably say out of about 15 of us, I'd say about 8.
Including you?
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yes,
Yeah.
half. Bloody hell, 50%. So are these women happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, truly
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, you can be truly happy on your own.
Because you can't do what a man can do, and doesn't just mean
Well,
sexually.
no, my answer is no.
What? What?
Yeah, your friends aren't truly
My
happy.
friends aren't truly happy now.
No.
They're happy with themselves. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but not.
Yeah.
But
But
they'd rather
not
be in a relationship.
Don't want to be in a relationship.
They want to be,
yes.
because you know what? Yeah, sometimes you want companionship.
Oh, yeah, they want to be in a
You
relationship.
want to have a conversation. You want to be held. You want. Sometimes you just want to
Man,
know.
good sex, man. Sure, spit it out.
Don't forget that.
You want to knock the
Bam, bam.
back to Ambrose. So anyway,
Savage.
I'm trying to be a gentleman here, ladies. So,
I feel sorry for your wife.
what you say about my wife?
Stop it.
Oh,
So anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Then. So we're establishing your friends are happy-ish.
No, happy she just said.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I do feel like they're happy.
You know what as well?
Truly
This is
happy.
respectfully, because she's younger as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. Like, I don't know, because you can.
She's the
it's
got the rest of the world, innit?
Yeah, that's what you think.
The next 20 years are gonna last
That's
50
what
years.
they-
Yeah.
that's
That's what
they
you
think, innit?
think.
That's what you think, innit? Because you're just
How old,
talking
if you
about
don't mind me asking?
young,
How old am I?
young,
30?
young, man.
I should-
Pick your child up, man.
I
Young.
thought you was younger, you know.
I know.
Yeah, she
I
got
was
your
so
Just
face,
me.
innit?
I thought he was in your like mid-20s.
Yeah, I know.
Mm. So
Skinny
listen,
Nick,
right
can you
now,
give me facials, please.
Oh yeah, cool.
Help me out.
Definitely.
30 to 35 is like this. 35 to 40. So you're not flies.
His eyes.
So if you're not, how old was you when you met? What's his name, Daniel?
Yeah.
How old
Check
you
you
met
out
Daniel?
remembering names all of a sudden. Motherfucker. Shit.
What's his name, Daniel?
Yo,
Yeah.
them ones.
Daniel.
Shit is through out there as
Them
well, you
ones,
know.
yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah,
it, I don't know how it's
was
done.
it Daniel?
Mm.
Yeah.
It says a lot still.
Mm.
Go on.
Just before I was 29.
Okay,
Okay, so you
wow.
got 30. Just want to say 30.
Wow.
30 is a magical
There
number.
you
For men
go.
anyway, I know it's a
There you
I
magical
was
go.
number.
30 when I became a mum.
Ross, Daniel, yo,
That's
Daniel.
what I'm saying. Daniel knew.
He's so
you knew I wanted and he went
That was
for
a
it.
ramping.
Within a year.
This is
You
what I'm
get me?
saying. This is why I said
Really
if a
quick.
man doesn't know what he wants by 2 years,
True. So
because
you.
people get married. There's people that get married in 6 months, a
It's not a
year.
bad, it's not a bad argument still. I'm not gonna lie, so it makes sense.
I do feel like a lot of men do know what they want,
Mm.
but they, can use women as placeholders.
I'm
Someone
not
that they
really on that
can-
placeholder thing, but I hear you
Not
still.
saying that every man does it,
Nah, but I hear you though. I hear where
it
you're coming from.
happens,
And
like
actually
with a woman and
subscribe
that.
to this 2-year thing as well now.
Yeah,
you know.
man.
I actually think makes sense.
What's this? I'm out of touch. What's that?
2
Oh,
years,
if
no,
your man
I'm
ain't
not
serious.
saying, yeah, a man like ain't serious, you come, because you do kind of know straight away, but then by the same token, this is what I mean, where it gets a bit sticky, because you know straight away, if the woman, right, is the one, and you know that she's the one, but in the first 12 months, she makes a few mistakes, yeah?
I don't think there is no one, man.
No,
There's
no,
not
when
the
I say the one, not the
Because
one.
You could
have 10.
be having
You
6
could have
months
10.
and
What
they
I'm
do
saying is-
something. You're like,
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. But when I say the one of quite a few, or one of many that could be the one.
the closest to the
The
one.
closest to the one, if the one ever existed. So say there was 10, she's the one of the 10, and the other 9 you haven't met yet. But the point I'm making is, if she does something wrong within that first,
Has to be drastic then, innit? Really?
yeah, but more time it probably will be in it in some way, shape or form. I mean, cheating doesn't always have to be the thing. It's not always a cheating thing.
I'll burn your dinner.
No, it's really,
What? What are we talking?
bro. Listen,
Huh?
there's certain things like on a very small scale, on a smallest scale, yeah.
Moaning.
not even bonus of cheating is not always the thing, because that could come towards
Nah,
top
moaning.
middle, moaning, not even moaning.
Hate moaning.
Yeah, I can't stand moaning, but
can't
alright, boom,
stand
you
it.
got a missus here, and she's on some, yo,
Moaning
we're getting
and
our kid
shouting.
vaccinated,
Mm.
and you're saying no. How's that gonna work?
Dodgy.
Okay. Man said dodgy. You get what I'm saying to you? So, you know, people don't always peep this shit. They think that nothing, certain things don't really matter. But if she's saying it's happening and you're saying it's not, and she's
It's a
adamant
big
that it's happening,
conversation, it's a
and
big
you're adamant
conversation.
it's not,
It's a deal breaker, innit?
it's a fucking deal breaker.
Yeah,
bro.
it's not nice.
Do you understand what I'm
It's
saying
not
to you?
nice.
So this is what I'm trying to say. So it isn't always, oh, she cheated and rare-tear. It's not always as simple as that. There can be something else that's part of your core fundamental
So
values.
where do you compromise there then? Where's the compromise?
That's what I'm trying to say. Is there one though?
Where's the compromise?
Because what you could, like, is there one though on that
ask the
particular
child.
topic?
That's a
Hell
child.
no.
Child, you want to be vaccinated? Yes,
Hell
no.
to the motherfucking no.
That's what they. That's,
If they can make an educated decision for themselves, then yeah, why not?
suppose. Oh, have you been vaccinated?
No.
So suppose your son, is it?
And
daughter.
Yeah,
couple.
he's 16.
If he wanted to take it, you're happy with that?
I will have discussions about it, but he's 16.
Nothing you can technically do, I don't think. But what I'm saying is, yeah, alright, if they're 16, then I suppose they're gonna have to do what they're gonna have to do. But I'm talking about at a point when they ain't
The
got
8
to
years
say
old.
8 or 9 or 10, and she's saying Yale, and you saying Yale. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So the reality is, that's what I mean. It doesn't have to be that, but when you realise that, you have to say to yourself, is this gonna work? Do you get me?
What
Is
next?
this really gonna work? Because ultimately, like, if you can say that to me and think I'm gonna roll with it, there's a part of me you don't understand. Do you get me?
But I think it's deeper than that. I totally agree with what you're saying, but I think it comes back down to the roles now. Because you know, as a man, you want the woman to respect you as the man, and not be submissive and say, "Oh, if he doesn't say," but you know, have that level of respect to say, "I know your views," and blah blah blah.
That's one thing, but no, brother.
But the man's word last.
No, not man's word last. What I'm saying is that's all fantastic, innit, but that's not real. So I'd rather someone who's real. And I tell you why. I got a bridging in it. Yeah, his missus, saying no names because I got love for him and I respect him. He knows who he is here. And obviously, he's got his missus in it, and you know, and his rest of the thing. You know, man, not eat pork and beer and thing there. Man's got his youth now. Him and his missus are broken up. Yeah, calls his son. What you eating, son? Oh, bacon sandwich. What do you mean? You get me? Mum is giving him a bacon sandwich because at the end of the day, she only did that because she was with you. When she's not with you anymore, fuck what you were saying. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So it doesn't make sense to me that you're just going to follow me for the following me's sake.
Yeah, but you did out of respect, innit?
That's useless. What was given in the bacon sandwich was that out of respect?
Yeah, but you know, now he's not there. They're falling into their own routine, their own lifestyle. He
Well,
probably
this is
says, "Mum, we
what-
can have a bacon
well,
sandwich."
this-
Yeah,
this
go on
is what-
inside.
You want
No,
to eat-
no,
I
she's
get what you're
cooked
saying,
him
you
up a
want to be
bacon
more on
sandwich.
par.
I'd rather, yeah, if a Rasta man, yeah, and I'm not even a Rasta, just so everyone knows in it, but I don't eat bacon, I'm a vegetarian.
I've been in the
If
same
he get-
situation,
if he
but it's
gets-
nothing.
Listen, if he gets a Rasta woman, yeah, right, and none of them eat pork, when they split, no one ain't eating
Oh, we should have
pork.
got a Rasta woman there, innit?
This is what I'm trying to say to you. So the point I'm making is, yeah, right,
If you know what you're doing.
yeah, know what you're doing, and don't just be getting a woman because he's going to say yes to everything that you say.
Yeah.
Work out, and vice versa, woman, work out if this man is really on your
It's a complicated one, you know. It's a complicated
really?
one.
I don't
And
know,
I think
man.
this is why these women and men, there's a lot of men that are single, but because men, it's different for men because you can be single, but have one and two little things around, and women can do
What
the
does
same
that mean?
thing.
I
Huh?
see, okay, yeah,
You get me? Women can do
yeah.
the same thing, but the man will do that for the rest of his life, I believe, and be cool with it, like I said
It's a
it.
bit messy.
But the woman wants that commitment, so it's harder.
I do think that there are a certain amount of men that fear commitment. And I
Pussies.
think it's rooted in like, I think they get the idea that if I'm with this one woman for the rest of my life, oh my
Here's
god,
a one then. Can I ask this question? Say if you was with a man, yeah, you know what I'm going to say, innit?
I probably do. Carry
Yeah.
on.
And you both committed, yeah, and you love each other, but you get to this point where you feel like, you know what, yeah, I still love him, I want to be with him, yeah, but actually, I want to try some other stuff as well.
I feel like as long as you have that conversation as a couple,
Aye.
then there's not a problem.
Okay.
It's only like a problem when like you're
Going off on you.
yeah, because you're supposed to be a team. It's not
True,
just
true.
you're not. Even though you are single players, but ultimately you're a team.
Yeah,
So if
team
I have
sex.
something to say, you can do it however you want to do it, as long as you have the conversation.
Conversation. What do you actually, no, we go to the bird next. What do you think?
I ain't swinging with no one.
Okay.
Nah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man.
Boys, yeah, so.
I couldn't do it. It's not the same,
No
innit? It's not.
thinking there was this.
Nope.
I don't think I could do it, man. Could you?
Me? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. But I'm not in use that situation. But I don't think so. Not because of jealousy or anything. But what I would do, I'd rather if she felt like she wanted to do that, she'd come and talk to me though. I would rather that.
I think
because,
something's wrong if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but if that happened, it could be that. But what if she just like?
So how long's your relationship?
7 years
Oh,
almost.
let me ask. You see, you can't even ask this. I wouldn't expect either of you to answer me truthfully. This
What? Go
because
on.
it wouldn't. It just makes no
I'll
sense.
answer the truth. Go on.
Revolution is televised. All right, they'd say.
Probably getting to
Shit.
house.
Shit. All right. So in
Go
all
on.
of your how many years?
7.
Right, and in all of your
18.
right, yours has never looked at another human being, female, and male, and thought, God damn.
As in admiration, like wow.
No, not trying. Not this is not
Or
Boris.
like,
This is
I
not
wanna
Boris.
sleep
This is
with
not
that
Boris
person.
Johnson. Yeah, this is not Boris Johnson replies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'll start mumbling in a minute. Did you mean when I'm standing up
Yeah, this
like
is that. This is yeah. But yeah. When I saw the man, and the man he had a chest and some six pack, and he looked like no. It's not that. Yeah, right.
It's a yes or no.
Is it a yes or no?
No.
No.
Never.
All
Lies.
right, and the way she,
Lies.
I'm just gonna clap and say
Lies.
nothing else. I'm just gonna clap and leave it there and leave it right there. See, because I
Have
almost.
you?
Who me?
See, you said yes.
Yeah,
but
No, I said I'm gonna answer
All of us
truthfully.
is bare
I'm
teeth.
saying, listen, if I'm gonna,
Can I zoom in?
listen, I can't win. I
He's sweating.
can't.
He's
You
sweating.
know, on this question, I can't win because if I say no,
Yeah. Oh.
she's gonna say you're a liar.
And if you say yes,
If I say yes.
You must get ready. You must put some Vaseline on
Tell
you
me.
before you get home.
But you know what the truth is, yeah?
Yeah,
The
what?
truth is,
Yeah.
there's attractive women
Boris Johnson.
everywhere.
Another
Nah,
Boris.
it's the truth.
Stop it.
That's another
It's the
Boris.
truth. And you know what? You know what? If I had that,
What would you say?
if I had that feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
If I had that feeling,
I'll see you've never had it.
then no, I probably haven't then. Because I did
You fucking pussy.
Okay.
You pussy. I'm done. Say nothing. I probably haven't then. Yeah. Say nothing. Yeah. If you
You
had
know
that
what?
feeling.
It just goes to show that we both are in a
Oh.
long-term
Oh,
relationship,
God.
and we
I
don't
wish
need
I
to
could
have a
have zoomed.
wandering eye.
You don't
Mate,
need to.
listen.
And the thing is, yeah,
I know. Listen.
the thing is, you can always appreciate someone's beauty and say, you
Man,
know
I
what?
asked you that, man. We said
Yeah,
that about.
man.
He said that's how we started this whole conversation. We
Yeah.
could always appreciate.
Yeah.
We talked about liking pictures.
Yeah.
My question was very specific.
We want to
Wasn't
go
about
there.
not
Nah,
liking
because
pictures.
if I have
In
that
your
thought, then I
mind.
might act on
Have you
it
never wanted to go there in your mind?
in my mind. Nah, man. When everything's good at home, you know you're good. You don't have to.
Man's looking at the camera, looking at the missus there, innit?
Yeah, baby. Everything's
All right,
good.
say nothing. Nah, that was all. That was just me running joke. I'm quite sure that really and truly, you know, us human beings are programmed to be monogamous. You know what I mean? I'm sure we are.
You know what I think it comes down to? I think it comes down to if you're happy, you know, you don't want to ruin it.
So what happens if your missus is happy and you're both happy, but she says, you know what, yeah? Because what about these people who do this thing, yeah? You know what I'm saying to you?
They're just wedding.
And they do
They're that way inclined, isn't it? They're happy with that. They're
Okay.
cool.
I mean, you need too much taking breaks, man.
Listen, I ain't really taken a break since flipping maybe 20, 30 years ago. I don't watch EastEnders since I was 20 years of age. All it is I'm meeting all these spiritual types, self-excluded, not saying you, yeah, but they're just not gonna. I said fruity before, but they're just more open. Do you get me? They're just more open, and I'm just trying to get to the truth. This is what this is about. I'm trying to dig to
I
the
think
truth.
it's more about
To
experience.
find out. See what I'm saying?
Like, I think when people say like spiritual people are fruity,
I'm sorry,
it's-
fruit was the wrong word.
well,
but yeah.
you know, explore. I don't know.
Look at the
you know.
skin,
You could
bro.
even
Look at
say
the glow on the
the
skin.
you could even say
That's
the word
that fruitiness
promiscuous.
working, innit?
It's not the fruitiness, promise you. It's called steam. I think
Yeah,
it's
go on.
more about they want to experience things. They
Yeah.
don't want to, because obviously before we've been in this box.
Yeah, see that?
So now you want to
Open to
experience
everything.
things, yeah.
See?
And it's not like you just going here and going there and going anywhere. Most of them are doing it in a more consent and conscious manner.
Organic, mate.
Yeah. So it's not like you're just floating around and being promiscuous and you're unaware. Like you're actually selecting people to say, okay, I want to do this. I'm going to do it with my man, you know. He seems like he's on par. He seems all right. We feel like we could have a good time together. Whether you, obviously, if you're just there for sex and experience, then fine. If it goes into something else, that's something completely different. But I feel like they're more accepting of their urges as well. Like, it's not just like, oh, I've got this urge and I can't do nothing about it. I can't tell nobody. They're okay with acknowledging it and then if it's that deep, acting on it. And it's like Lavern said, do I like it? Do I not like it? I'm learning things about myself. So
how do y'all feel to know that you're like, me included, yeah, but more so used to? How does it feel to know that you're kind of old school now?
Me?
How does it feel?
I feel like a blessing, you know.
Feels nice.
Feels like a blessing, bro. Because
Before
you know
we
what,
get
there comes to a time when you realise, you know what, I ain't gonna be young forever.
Yeah, you're not. You gotta
and as much as you try to pretend, when you're next to a young person, you know, say, I ain't young.
I'm not young, yeah.
But we're not old.
Not old either, but
so it's a nice place to be.
It's a different place, isn't it?
Yeah, it's comfortable.
It's a different place. I respect the thoughts of obviously the new school in it, but I also know that I'm not of that school, but I do respect where they're coming from.
And you know what, it's called evolution.
Evolution.
It has to happen.
So might be the way.
And maybe moving forward, it might not be nothing for the good single women. Good women to be single.
Likewise, it might be nothing for women and men that are in a relationship to open their doors temporarily.
Okay.
Well, you know, you're going to kids now where they're non-binary and
there you go.
And they're they and they're them and you know all these pronouns. So they're open to a lot more.
True. That's a
so
fact.
changed.
That's a big one still.
So
we've
come to that time where we're gonna wrap up. So let's conclude. Yeah.
This is one time I think I'm gonna go first. I don't think the answer's shit.
So you know what? There's no one answer.
There is no
answer. It's just good luck and bad luck.
I'm not saying we've answered. I'm not saying we've ever answered anything before. But I think it's a sticky one, and I'm glad we had two women here. To be honest, I wouldn't want to actually talk on this shit, especially because you talk to your female friends and it's in confidence and everything else, and you understand that everyone's going through what they're going through, and then your own relationships, and you don't want to disrespect anyone's situation or think that you fully understand.
Oh, 100%.
A person's, you know what I mean? Because they're all going through their journey, and they're still journeys are still going.
Of course.
Do you get me?
Life's
now,
a journey, isn't it?
You get me? I just want to be like used to when I grew up. Though. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Used to got it.
Grown, huh?
Grown ass Adams.
We grown. We happy.
We're big people right here.
Yeah, everything's great.
We don't have wandering eyes.
I'm gonna split my face.
Trust me.
Yo, you know, no one editing that out, by the way. You know that edit.
Nah, that's gone.
Nah, it's just there.
That's gone. What's your conclusion?
Why do I feel like
Sean.
good women are single?
Message Sean, you know.
It's nice to know that you remembered. And I don't want this to sound like it's men bashing.
Even though it probably is.
I don't feel like it is. I feel like, well, in the age that I'm in, the women that I know are more self-aware and they have more awareness of self, and I feel like they're more willing to do the healing work and be in uncomfortable places with themselves. True. And I feel like there's a lot of men that haven't reached that point, so they're either having to go for men that are a lot older, who have matured already, that they know what they want, or
go for women.
That.
Seen a lot of that too.
Or just stay single. So yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's better to just be on your own than just to be with somebody just for the sake of it.
Yeah. I don't agree with that at all.
I agree still. I think actually I want to semi jump off the back of your thing still.
Yeah. How about you, Lavern? In conclusion?
Well, like Sean was saying, women go for older men because the man is matured. Men are still boys, and it takes a lot of time. Not everyone. Some men. It takes them a while for them to become more mature and step up to certain things in life and be a certain way. However, compromise is the key, man.
It is. It's never gonna go your way.
It's never gonna
all
go
the time.
Your way.
All the time. I believe a lot of good women. I know quite a lot of women that are single. Quite probably more than that are in happy relationships. You know, and I think because they've given up to a degree. They've given. I was talking to one friend last week, in fact, and she said that I've got to style it out. She's gonna know it's her anyway.
No, knows.
Because there's been no other man in her life, and she's got her 2 kids, and the kids have never seen a man in the house. Like, in her mind, she deep down knows it's not gonna happen. I can meet somebody, but I'm not bringing him back. So what's the point? So then she said that she gives off this aura of like, nah, stay away. I'm not about that. Yeah. and she can smile, but she can feel her body language is
Dead.
dead,
Yeah.
which is a shame because they're gonna leave home, and then what?
Then mummy go out and go and get rock. Wow!
True.
21 again.
21 again.
So,
Yeah.
and that's not a problem. I'm just giving you an example. Do you see what I mean? Of how another example of how the good women may end up being single for no fault of their own, just circumstances.
Yeah, circumstances, definitely.
Yeah. They
Definitely.
need to try you good women need to try some new shit.
Yeah,
And I think gamble, man. And I think, you know what? If you do meet an arsehole,
What you say,
so
get
what?
some-
It's an experience, isn't it?
Just have
Move on
plenty eggs
again.
instead of one.
Well, you move
True,
on, but you know, look
true.
at body language, how they
Yeah.
how they treat you, how they treat themselves, and how they treat others. Is you know how they walk.
It's definitely inclined in character and not personality.
Yeah.
And also, finally, once you get to a certain age, the man that the woman's gonna meet has probably got how many kids out there now? That's wholly for different situations
Yeah.
to deal with. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's long.
So, a lot of women don't want to deal with that, innit? Which I don't blame them. It's long. So, in conclusion, we don't know why. We don't know why the good women are single.
If you can help us,
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments, please.
Please, because we have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or if you have been that person has been single for a while and you have found that person and you've done the rocky road and you have found that person and you're very happy and content, share your experience.
That's what you're here for.
Yes.
We didn't press too much on me, but you know.
What? You see these people?
Yeah.
Should have pressed, bro. Should have pressed.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah. So yes, please press the red button, subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot more coming.
How about that?
Like, what's the Western? Like, share, comment, share, and subscribe. Please and thank you. That's it from me. That's it from him. And that's it from Charn.
Oh, you better that.
Thanks, Lavern. And that's it from Lavern.